Hello everyone, and welcome to another episode of MTraveller7. In this episode, I'm going to talk about my personal travel bug and some of the types of traveling that I have done over the years. So the start of my travel bug came in 2010 when I joined a cruise line working as a videographer, and my first contract was in the Caribbean, and I just got to see a lot of amazing countries in the Caribbean. My second contract was in Asia, Australia, New Zealand, Trans-Pacific to Alaska down to Vancouver, and that really ignited my travel bug. And ever since then I wanted to travel more, and my travel goal of setting foot in every single continent was born. I wanted to see as many countries as possible, experience the culture and lifestyle, different religions, different foods, different customs, and seeing the people and wildlife and nature, and that really sparked my travel bug. So some of the styles of travel that I've done over the years, when I was younger, it was primarily with my family, going out to BC, Alberta. My grade 8 class, we went to Quebec City as our graduating trip, and grade 12 graduating trip, we went overseas to Italy and Greece, and that was my first time outside of the North American continent, and that was a truly amazing experience, and all that was with my schooling. After that, I worked on a cruise line, and so I was working for travel, and that was pretty awesome. My other travels, again, with my family, we went back to Germany. My family's originally from Germany and Austria, so we went back to Germany, saw family, spent a couple days in Munich and Hamburg and so many other places, drove across the country, which was amazing. And the last style of touring that I did was through Kentucky. I did a tour around Europe, started in England, went through Netherlands, Germany, Austria, Switzerland, Italy, and France, and it was absolutely amazing. And everyone has its pros and cons. You can go solo traveling, you can go with a group, you can go with your family, you can go with friends. And everything has its pros and cons. There's no right way to travel or wrong way to travel on that. It's just kind of what you are most accustomed to, what you feel more comfortable with. If you feel more safer traveling with a group, then a group like Kentucky or G Adventures or all these other companies are great, especially if you're just starting out. And the more you travel, the more you'll learn, the more you pick up of how to do things kind of on your own and how to get around on your own, because with Kentucky you had a lot of free time. It's called me time with the group, but you have a lot of free time where you can go off on your own. So you can use the public transit system on your own. You can check out tourist sites on your own. You're not with a group. You can go with some group members that you're with, some of your friends, but essentially you're on your own. You're not with a designated tour group at that time. So it really builds up your self-confidence, and you can really experience the city and pick up a lot of things. So that way, if you're ready to travel on your own, you can. And through that, I have experienced that I can travel on my own. Personally, I like the idea of going with a group, only because you have, again, safety in numbers. Especially if you've never been to a place in the world before, you want to be with a tour guide who knows that part of the country or city or landscape that you're in, which spots to go, which spots not to go in. You don't have to worry about your meals really, because most meals are included. You don't have to worry about accommodations. You don't have to worry about transportation around the sites. Obviously, you have to worry about your own transportation getting to the starting point and getting from the ending point back home. But you don't have to worry about your own transportation, which is great. Everything is taken care of. With your backpacking on your own and that, you go to a city, say Paris, and then once you're done touring, you have to find a place to stay overnight. And if a hostel or a hotel is not available, you have to keep looking, and that takes away time from seeing other things. So you can go 12 hours straight in Paris or Munich or wherever in the world, seeing the sights because you know that at the end of the day you have a hotel booked. Now you can book hotels and that way beforehand, but the idea of backpacking is kind of flying by the seat of your pants. You get there, you see what attractions there are, and you move on. If you want to spend 3 days in Paris or a week in Paris, it's all open. Going with a tour group gets you, and with a cruise line. If you're thinking of taking a cruise line and a tour group are great ways to see the world, because you get little snippets, little samples. Just like when you go to a grocery store and they have samples of food. You get a little sample and say, oh yeah, I like that, and then you buy the product. Same thing here. You go to a city, let's say Berlin, you go to Berlin or you go to Shanghai for a day. Cruise lines are in there for maybe, 12 hours or so. Same with a land tour group. You're in there for the day. You get to see a couple of the main attractions. You might even have a couple days in the city. Some cruise lines do an overnight in the city. Some tour groups spend a couple days in a particular city. So you get a sample of the culture and the lifestyle and checking out the place, and you think, yeah, I'd like to come back to this place. I'd like to come back to Hong Kong, or yeah, I'd like to come back to Sydney again. But if you go to a place and you're like, this I don't really like it here, or I don't want to waste my time here, you only spent a day or two with the group. You move on to another thing. You're not investing all the time and the money into one single location. You're moving on. So a tour group, a cruise, is a great sampler into the various cities that you want to go see. So if your cruise line stops in Venice and you say, oh, I love Venice, I just don't have enough time there, now you can go back. Now you've already been there, you've already seen some of the sites, you already got a general idea of the landscape and kind of where everything is. So you have a better sense of planning for your next trip to Venice, and now you're going to spend a week there instead of 1 day or 2 days. So those are the various types of travels that you can do. Personally, I like the tour group because it gives you a little sample of everything. And there's a lot of places that I've been to for a day or two that I want to go back to. So it's a great way to travel. Well, thank you for watching. I'm going to be releasing several new videos over the next several weeks, starting with my most recent trip through Europe with Kontiki. I'm going to be doing a Kontiki review, I'm going to be doing a review on each city that I was in, and I'm going to be releasing the documentary of each city that I shot footage in. Make sure you watch my first episode, subscribe to my channel, like, comment on the videos, follow me on Instagram and Facebook, and we'll see you next time.